Hello, this is Dan Ferrisi, Editor-in-Chief with Commercial Integrator. So happy to be joined today by Gabi Shriki, who is Senior VP, Head of Audiovisual Business Unit at Valens, the co-founder of the HDBaseT Alliance. Thanks so much, Gabi, for taking time to speak with me today. I really appreciate the time.
Thank you, Dan.
Well, I'm really looking forward to checking out your booth at InfoComm W1337. My impression is there are a whole lot of new HDBaseT 3.0 product launches coming, and I can't wait to learn all about them. Care to give us a little bit of a preview?
Sure. You're right. Over the last 2 to 3 months, we've seen a lot of announcements from different HDBaseT members, vendors, equipment vendors who introduce new products with the HDBaseT 3. Technology inside. For those of you who are not familiar with it, HDBaseT 3 is capable of extending, distributing uncompressed 4K content, the full HDMI 2.0 max resolution, together with USB, gigabit Ethernet, audio formats, and control all on a single cable for a very long distance, up to 100 meters over category cables. So doing that while maintaining the compatibility with previous generations brings a lot of value to our customers.
Well, thank you very much for those insights, Gabi. The other thing I wanted to ask you about is what's next in video conferencing and just your perspective on the meeting rooms of the future. Obviously, your organization are renowned experts in that area. It seems like video conferencing and meeting rooms are evolving very rapidly with the ascension of hybrid work and the hybrid experience. So I just kind of like your perspective on what those categories are doing these days, any changes you're seeing and what we can anticipate for the future.
So I think that the benefits that HDBaseT 3 brings, the ability to, let's say, aggregate HDMI video as well as USB and audio and control over a single cable, makes the meeting room installation a much more efficient, lower cost, and easier to implement. We do expect to see in the meeting room increased number of cameras. Today, we typically see meeting rooms with one camera. It could be a higher resolution, PTZ, better optics, but still a single camera typically located next to the display, facing the main table, the room. And for those joining remotely, that's not a great view. You could see some of the participants in a very clear way, but some of those other participants, especially sitting at the back of the room, are not visible at the same level, not clear enough. And you have seen probably from Zoom and Teams new ways of enabling multiple participants in the room to be much more visible for the remote user, for the remote participant. And for that, we will need more than just one single camera. We will probably see multiple cameras in the meeting room. Maybe 2 or 3, we'll see expendable solutions that will allow covering larger size rooms in a much better and more efficient way. I think we'll see a lot of efforts in corporates to upgrade the Ethernet infrastructure to allow higher quality, more reliable Ethernet connectivity to allow the continuous use of those long meeting rooms without a disruption. So with that, I think HDBaseT and the Alliance are pushing forward. Valens as well, about to launch next year an USB 3 extension product that will help extending multiple USB cameras. And there are new ways that we are bringing to the market to allow a more efficient multi-camera solution for the meeting room. And those will update in the next trade shows.
That multi-camera solution, I think, is really important to emphasize. It seems like when people talk about meeting rooms and conferencing today, they're talking a lot about meeting equity and making sure people have an excellent experience, whether they're in person, whether they're remote, the idea of having genuinely excellent experiences and equity for all. And it seems like the technology that you're talking about will help to facilitate that. Do you agree?
I definitely agree. And I would say that this is relevant also for the education market in a big way. classrooms will need more than one camera. Today, most classrooms don't even have one. And in the near future, we'll see a larger investment from government, states, to expand, to improve the infrastructure in classrooms. And there, having HDBaseT extension for video and USB will allow multiple camera distribution in a very high quality and high efficiency.
So let's shift gears just for a moment. You know, HDBaseT 3.0 is HDMI 2.0, but what about HDMI 2.1? How soon might we expect to see that on the market?
That's an excellent question. I think that, you know, following, if you look back at the past expansion from HDMI 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, going to 2.0, we typically see 5 to 6 years between the spec ratification to actual deployment. I would say a reasonable size deployment in the market. So judging by that, we probably want to see around 2023, 2024 adoption of HDMI 2.1 products. There are already multiple display vendors that are introducing products with 8K capabilities. The content remains a question. Content creators are still, you know, challenged by having 8K content. This is not as available. I expect to see in the professional audio video market adoption of 8K distribution starting, I would say, late 23, beginning 24. And I'm also expecting to see some of the lower resolutions within the 8K. I don't expect to see the full-blown 48 gig type of formats, probably more in the 24 to 32 gigabit of formats. I would say one of the most popular formats will probably be a 4K 120 hertz for gaming, esport. And I do expect to see 23, end of it, adoption of 8K.
Thank you so much, Gabi, for those insights. I mean, it's going to be an exciting few years ahead, and I appreciate that kind of that preview of what we might expect to see in the pretty near future. I know that at InfoComm, people should definitely go to W1337, your booth there. I know I'm going to spend quite a bit of time there to continue to get the latest insights and perspective on these, you know, emerging technology categories. The other thing I just wanted to mention, kind of as a point of personal privilege, is I'm pretty excited about the uncompressed adventure virtual treasure hunt. So I just want to mention that very briefly if I can. I know it's the second time your team and you are doing it. I believe it debuted at ISE 2022. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe there are over 70 HDBaseT Alliance member booths at InfoComm. Showgoers can go to those booths with QR codes for players to scan, and they'll earn points. And there are prizes for people who are participating from A10, from AV Pro Edge, C2G, CYP, Matrox, M Solutions, Simply 45, Vanco International, really amazing prizes from all those partners. So I encourage everyone to check out this uncompressed adventure virtual treasure hunt. It was a big success at ISE 2022. I think it's going to be an even bigger success at InfoComm. So that's fun, and it's going to be something that just gets people all around the show floor. As I say, over 70 HDBaseT Alliance member booths at InfoComm are going to be participating. So that'll be fun as well.
Excellent. Hope to see a very good InfoComm show like ISE was.
Absolutely. Yeah. It seems like the vibe is wonderful. People are super excited to be back in person, back doing that face-to-face networking, learning about technologies, learning about products. And as you were talking about, learning about the latest trends in our industry, from meeting equity to, you know, the latest in conferencing. So I think it'll be a really exciting show. And I want to thank you, Gabi, for taking some time in the run up to the show to apprise me and Commercial Integrator's audience about what HDBaseT and Valens has planned. Again, W1337. I hope everyone checks out the booth when they get there.
Thank you, Dan, and see you there.
Thank you very much. My name is Dan Ferrisi, Editor-in-Chief with Commercial Integrator. So happy to have been joined today by Gabi Shriki, who is Senior VP, Head of Audiovisual Business Unit at Valens, the co-founder of the HDBaseT Alliance. Once again, Gabi, thank you for your time. Really appreciate the insights.
Thank you very much.